Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about being around people who actually like you and who actually enjoy your energy. And this is a subject that's pretty close to my heart because I feel like in the past I've definitely just hung out and engaged with people who didn't necessarily like me, and whether I knew that or not, I would still try to get them to like me, or I would try to alter certain traits about my personality or certain parts of my being just to make others comfortable, or to make others more relaxed, or to make others feel what I perceive to be as like just to make myself like someone that I think others want to be around, if that makes sense. And I think that this is a really important topic because if you spend your whole life or your whole, relationship really putting up a facade and not being who you truly want to be, then I feel like it's just going to create conflict within, and it's going to create turmoil within. And that's something that I've experienced, honestly, in the past, whether it be like romantically or platonically. There have been times where I would hang out with people and I just got a vibe from them like, okay, they don't really like me, or like, they're making comments or doing certain things that are rubbing me the wrong way. And kind of just like a mean girl or a mean guy energy. And honestly, it doesn't feel good. And I think like once you get over the fact that there are almost 8 billion people in this world, and that not everybody's going to like you, and not every relationship is going to be like super tight knit or super like amazing, lifelong lasting, I think it's easier to kind of let people like that go, if that makes sense. Because if you're, like I said, constantly putting up a facade or trying to be someone that you're not just to get the approval of others, you're going to eventually start to not like yourself. And it's just like, okay, do I want this random person or this person who's not even going to be permanent in my life to like me, or do I want to like me? Because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. You have to be around yourself. So I just think if you're feeling like, if you take a look around in your life and you feel like, okay, there are some people who I get the vibe that, maybe they just actually don't like me as a person, or maybe they don't value, who I am, or maybe they just are keeping me around for a certain benefit. I really think that you should cut them off, and you should analyze that, because it's really not cool. Like, I feel like everybody deserves to feel seen and feel wanted and feel loved. And, I've talked about this in my video in the past where sometimes I feel like, I need to like have everything together and be all this and all that in order to be seen and be loved and be deserving of love. And that's not necessarily true. And I'm learning that, and I'm growing through that every single day. And now I'm starting to just like, think about past relationships and kind of reflect and think about situations that I've been in the past. And, due to like low self-esteem, or due to just like not really knowing who I am at the time, I would surround myself, or I would engage with people, like I said, who don't really like me. And it's not a good feeling. And I know what that feels like. And honestly, I wouldn't want anybody else to feel that way. I wouldn't want anyone to feel like, they're not good enough, or I wouldn't want anybody to feel like they're just like they don't matter. And I don't know why I would even, like, looking back, right? Hindsight is 2020, but I don't even know why I would hang out around people who would make me feel that way. Like, maybe it was like a people pleasing aspect, or, and it wasn't with everyone. Like, some people I'm like, okay, fuck you. I don't care. Like, I don't need to hang out with you. But there were some people who, you want to like you, and who you actually did enjoy being around, but it wasn't necessarily reciprocated. And I feel like when it's not reciprocated, or, when you get like weird vibes from someone that you genuinely did like or want to know, it kind of does hurt. And you either try to go into correction mode and people pleasing mode, where you're like, okay, well, let me change something about myself. Let me do this, let me do that, or let me be less, or let me do more of this and less of that. Or what I'm doing now is, you can just cut that person off and wish them well. I think it's okay to not like have everybody like you. And with so many people in the world and so many different opinions, it's impossible for everybody to like you. And like, that's something that you just have to get over, in business and life and family and relationships. It's just like, you're not always going to be loved by everyone or liked by everyone. And I think learning how to get over that and accept that, and learning how to focus your attention on the ones who do like you and who do make you feel like seen and appreciated is really important. And it's really gonna just, it's gonna help you. Like, I'm just really thinking back to all the times in like middle school and like high school and stuff where I would be around people who, I mean, it is what it is. They just really did not like me. And I remember like some of the things that I would do in order to get people to like me. And like, it's embarrassing to think about, low key, because it's just like, why couldn't I have just let that go? And I think that comes back to self-trust a little bit too. It's like you have to trust that when you let go something that's not for you, that something better is on the way, you know? And I think if you're scared to let go, if you're scared to like have people not like you, you're scared to lose connections, it's just gonna create environments where the people who are looking for you and who do appreciate you and who do see you aren't going to be able to find you because you're so focused on somebody or something else. So yeah, that's just something that I want to talk about because, you know, I'm starting to date more. I'm starting to like make more friends. I'm starting to be more friendly, more open to people. And it's just like, you know, I have my little radar going off sometimes about like, okay, I'm getting the vibe like that this person isn't really here for me. And that's fine, you know, but I'm not going to stick around to try to get them or convince them, or I'm not going to try to like bend over backwards to get people to like me. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're all adults here. So it's like if somebody doesn't like you, or if you don't get along in a certain capacity or a certain way with someone, like, it's not the end of the world. You know, you can go your separate ways, you can be amicable. But yeah, I think it's really important to just like have that self-confidence and have that self-esteem and just know that like you are important, you are valued, and you're worth like being treated well and getting to know. So that's just something that's been on my mind, like I said, as I like establishing new relationships with people. And, you know, maybe you don't know what that feels like too, but I can certainly tell you it won't feel like, you know, doubt. It won't feel like fear. It won't feel like you're doing too much or like you're saying the wrong things or doing the wrong things, because that's also not fun. Like, I've gone on dates before where, or just even hung out with people before where it's like, I feel like, man, I'm saying the wrong thing, or like I'm doing the wrong thing, or I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's just like, if I can't really be who I want to be, or at least who I'm trying to be in this moment, then what is the point of me being here type, you know? So I just, you know, I just wanted to talk about that because I feel like it's important. And as I go on like my own little growth journey, and as I get back out there and I'm, you know, just starting to be perceived more, I'm just like really careful about things like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Definitely, if you feel like sharing, let me know if you feel this way too. And, you know, let me know any experiences that you've had, or if you feel like you can relate to like what I'm saying, because like I said, it's something that I used to do in the past. And, you know, I'm just kind of reflecting a little bit. And I know I'm getting out of reflecting so much and just kind of like living, but that's just, you know, some things that you have to address as you go on your journey, and some things that you have to like just take stock of and say, okay, this is what I used to do. Does it still feel good for me now? And like where I'm at and what my goals are, and like who I am today, like is doing these things and participating in these behaviors, does that still feel good, or do I need to change that? And that's just something that I'm looking to change. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to discuss, let me know below, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.